Yeah. Reacting to people's videos. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom.
You can't crouch over like that the whole time.
No, I'm not gonna crouch over like that. What I'm gonna do is, see, this is the front of the boykie. We need this. Fuck it. Let me get this boykie at this angle.
And why did you want to speak about promoters that were paying and the people still not paying me answer?
Yeah, King KING. He still needs to pay me. Yo guys, I'm gonna put a kettle on and make us another cup of coffee.
KING from rap, grand hustle.
Yeah, rap culture. I actually got the chickie that he works with things. I got at the club, in the club last night, and she was like, "Oh, this is culture." So was it there or whatever. Oh, the means have drones here. Did you come? I didn't know you had a drone. We have different.
Follow the story culture.
And then what happened?
Anyways, so yeah, this thing is making me sit up now all the time. I'm the thing that he has
You want this footage rolling?
Hey?
You want this footage?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I'm gonna be scanning about memes and now.
Yeah, footage rolling, bro.
And then what happened?
So I go to the event. I perform. He agrees that he's gonna pay me. I tell him I don't perform for free. He agrees that he will at least pay me $250. Yeah.
250.
250.
And cover traveling at least.
No. 250.
traveling.
That's at least my traveling. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah.
Since because then I'm thinking, okay, I can buy a drink and I know, okay, my traveling, I can pay the homies that I'm coming with, I can give them petrol money since now maybe because I'm also on that bus, you know what I mean, 500 rand for Uber. But now my thing is
500.
I'm joking, I pay 350 rand once though.
Bruh, 350 for an Uber, bruh. I have a Uber, if the Uber is more than 150, it's not worth it, bro. I take a bus.
Yeah, but I thought that she was worth it at the time.
Oh, so that is why.
Yeah.
So that is why.
Yeah.
There's always motive behind this.
I'm all for the culture, you understand?
But nah, but that's like not the culture thing to do though.
What do you mean?
Because you wanted to get close to her, so you decided not to show up at this month's event.
No, not this. No. That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, so anyway, so go to the event and the bra's like he's gonna pay me. And I come there, he tells me that he's gonna pay me by the end of the night, Sinja. Okay, cool. End of the night comes. He does plan, but it's after I jag after like the man the whole night, like
So he paid
you know. So he planned something in my hand, and I look as
But JK, like, was the place packed though? Because that's the thing also,
it wasn't, but the thing is, I brought enough people to cover 250 at least, maybe. Like if you had to say, look at put people's name on the list who came for you. That can say the culture, then it would cover 250 rands worth of people because it was a 50 rand cover charge, so each person would definitely have made that up. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I mean, they still didn't pay me.
But don't you feel don't you feel like sometimes you're being unfair when you demand payment from the platforms, but like the platforms don't make money like that though.
Like there's a recent platform now, so that they having an event now on 16th of December. And I shout out to them, but I advised the homie like I'm not gonna perform unless I also get like my value, because he was saying you must tell people who come at the door that they must say they're there for you. But for me it's like, you know, I've already put in so much work, you know, and there are people that show up to my event, so it's like it's not how can I say them, and
so what are they trying to do? Like if somebody comes to the event, they say they're here for you, they still pay, right?
Yeah.
So now they pay based on you, and then basically at the end of the night they calculate, okay, your culture brought so much people through.
But it shouldn't be like that though.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be like that, because it's like this. You do IT moves, right? So My thing is, are they paying you? Like for example, if you take a short amount of time to complete the task, no, because your skill set and your knowledge at that task that you are doing is so advanced that it would take you quicker than somebody would take longer. So now, would you charge them per hour? Would that justify what your worth is? Because then if you get charged per hour and you take shorter, the guy who knows less, who takes longer, is going to pay more than you, for example.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you put in so much time at the craft and you know you got there, you deliver a better value of performance than the rest of the individuals. Nobody brought 2 people more than you. Nobody brought 3 people, 10 people more than you. You brought a better value to that event. You should be getting paid accordingly to that. That's what I feel.
But I also feel like it's not the artist's responsibility to be out here promoting shit, bro.
It's not, you're right. And that's why I also support, sorry to break your word once more, but that's why I also support the guys who run this event on the 16th. And I will go to this event, you know what I mean? I go support the event. You know what I mean?
But like I said, bro, it all comes down to community again, like I spoke earlier, bro. Like a lot of the time, like, people are so focused on industry this, industry that, or this event or that event. But like, you gotta understand, a lot of those promoters, they didn't take time to actually build a community around their brands, man.
Yeah.
You understand now? What they're gonna do, they're gonna look at, okay, right, who's popping on socials now? Okay, right, this price popping, this price have so many likes, this have so many streams and that sort of stuff. And then they're gonna base their selection of that, man. You understand now? But what they don't know is that the streams and the likes and all that stuff, they don't necessarily translate, you understand now, to getting feet through the door, man, or getting bodies in the building. And like, it's the responsibility of the platforms to actually first build the community before they can do stuff like, okay, like, yo, let's do events.
Have some marketing strategy.
Oh yeah, like look at like Clash MC. Don't want to bring it up now. I don't want to single out any platform, but if you look at the community that behind them and now, which I'm not gonna say like, yo, every event was a success, but like, you saw how men pulled up at that event, man. Whether they related,
they always promote
whether they related or unrelated. You understand? The fact is that like, when that event is not running, bruh, there's still a community talking about that event. You understand? They always put something up, okay, like, yo, there's gonna be a battle in 2 months' time. It's gonna be this man versus this man, and then boom, you carry like the whole promotion through that period. So like, the community is building because now people that's like on the sidelines, like, that by the way hip hop hits, you understand? They're just there for, yo, we are. Now they see it like, okay, yo, there's like a lot of noise around this particular thing, so I want to go see what this is about, man. You understand now? Because now they're in that community, and everybody, like, it's almost like collateral damage because you hit one. Now you hit everybody that's like in that circle of friends, because now the community, how can I say, it spreads, man. Because now I'm gonna go to the event, but I'm not gonna go on my own to the event. I'm gonna bring my bra. Since now my bra maybe has a mochi 2 girls, they also come with, and that's probably the case when you go to Clash MC. Since you get maybe 1 rapper, maybe his bra, then you get maybe 3-4 unrelated bras. So was like, yo, that sound like a quite normal, let me tag along. You understand
and
now?
I actually experienced that firsthand when I battled there.
You understand now?
Yeah, my battle,
And
there
like
was people that I didn't know there that was there for other men, so that was like laughing at the bars, and I was like, that's quite, man, that you can entertain people like that.
That's how you spread the love, bro. Like, that's why I say, like, it's like, again, IT, bro. Like, in IT, we have like this rule which is called first principles. So when we solve problems or when we're working on stuff, we always look at first principles, man. What that means is it's actually like something that, like, that Elon Musk always preaches about, but like a general thing, where it's like, whenever you approach a problem set, you always go back to the basics. You understand now? Like, if you're gonna be troubleshooting something that's heavily complex, like I was explaining earlier on, you're first gonna break down the basic of each element and make up the big thing. You understand? Because that's where your problem is gonna be, man. You understand? And first principles, again, you can't build an industry if there's no community moving for that industry, man. You understand now? If there's no means of buying the merch, no means of buying the CDs, and like, you can do all this marketing around your name, bruh. Like, if people are not actively participating in the community, then it's just, bystanders, bruh.
Yeah, it's dead.
It's just bystanders.
Yeah, it's the Walking Dead.
And a box of dead matches also, same analogy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Danger Zone. We have the one, the only, the incomparable.
Yeah, that's one, bro.
The standard, the bar, the level that has been set for Cape Town's industry.
But I said no levels, bro. I said no levels.
All I'm saying is, we have LuMavey in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Happy to be here, bro. Happy to be here, bro.
The spectator himself, the number one spectator, up in the corner.
Retired spectator.
Yeah, bro.
Retired,
I
bro.
appreciate you sticking out, man, bro.
Nah,
Appreciate
bro.
you
No,
being here.
anytime, bro.
Yeah,
Anytime,
bro.
like, check, the thing is, why I also wanted to stick 8 seasons when we discussed it was also because, like, just to show you, like, I support what you're trying to build, man. You understand now? It's not every day you're gonna get somebody who's got so much prominence around his name that's gonna, like, take time out of that shine, man, to shine a light on others also. And I feel like the platform that you built with KWAAI Media speaks volumes of that, man. You understand now? It speaks about your intention for the game as well. And, like, in the beginning, a lot of people are not gonna see it that way, man, because now they're gonna see it as a means, okay, like, your culture is behind this movement. Culture's name is good in the streets, you understand now? So we're gonna pedal along, man, you understand now? But eventually, like, with the mindset, bro, like, it's gonna come, bro. You must just keep building it. But in the same light, whilst you still building KWAAI Media, also focus on yourself as well as an artist, bro.
Oh, yeah,
And I feel like that's where the challenge is gonna come, because you must always have that clear division between what is the culture and what is KWAAI Media, especially as an artist pursuing this journey, bro. But, like, best of luck to you, bro.
We appreciate
And the
it.
Owens as well. The Owens, Owens is on point, bro. 0-1.
Yeah.
Owens is on point.
Oh, yeah. 0-1 optics.
Sorry,
Optics.
culture, man. What is that word?
What's this?
Comparable.
Incomparable, bro.
Is it?
Good word.
No?
Good word.
Yeah, bro.
Incomparable.
You-
I can pronounce that.
Doesn't
bro.
fall for nothing, my bro.
It's an adjective without an equal in quality or extent. Matchless.
Okay, now.
Matchless.
The
I
worst
don't want
one
to
to
say
say.
priceless, but matchless.
Matchless will do.
Compare.
Totally dumb.
Matchless will
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
do.
But check your culture, I have a question for
But
you.
that's what sorry, but I must, before we get there, I must say that's what LuMavey is, because you must explain in the meaning of the name LuMavey. You know what I mean?
Really, again,
Yeah,
for the
because I
100th
mean,
of time.
the Danger Zone doesn't know it. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know it.
Yeah.
Okay, like, basically, like, the name LuMavey, like, I saw a movie, I think it's Mel Gibson, right?
Maverick, yeah.
The Maverick.
The
Man, I
Maverick.
grabbed this movie
Yeah.
back in the day, man. My two used to watch it. The Maverick, man. And that term sort of, like, stuck with me all through primary school. I was still like a lighty when I watched that, bro. That stuck with me all through primary school. And in high school, it still stuck with me, man. And that time I was also like one of the Owens. I wanted to be a rapper, you know. I wanted to be one of those manskappers, scenes. I was looking for a rap name, scenes.
Yeah.
And, like, the first rap name was 500 milliliters. Like a 500 Coke course, you know.
That's actually dope, yeah.
But then it didn't stick, man. And I thought, like, nah, it was this Maverick sounds. It's still in my mind, man. Then I went to go read it up, scenes and that. And it actually, Maverick meant the individual-minded person who lives without influence, man. You understand? And I felt like, yo, that speaks to my character, but, like, because it's an individual-minded person who lives without influence, I couldn't just take that name just so, man. So I just, like, yo, Maverick. That's not individual, because there could maybe 10 other Mavericks out there. You understand? That's what I decided, like, yo, like, everybody always calls me Lu, since, and after, if it's not Lunde, it's Lu. So I just took, like, you know, the Lu of my name, and I took the MAVE of the Maverick, and I put the Y in since, and so it's made LuMavey.
Oh,
so
yeah.
actually what it means is just that, like, Lundi is an individual-minded person.
You know, and I feel like as a third time I heard it was so dope, because as a rap name is so far. Like, but I think that 500 more could blow up now. Like in the
No,
500 more could blow up, bro. Yeah.
Nah, that 500 more, but like, let's just forget that time of my life, but.
So you had a question, you said.
Why the danger zone, bro? What's dangerous about the zone, bro?
Okay, so
But I want like incriminating stuff like that.
nah, if okay, he wants us to jump into it. Andy, you want to introduce him to the danger zone? Parker, you have any questions that you feel like
DangerZone, who came up with the name? Come on, show me why it's DangerZone, man.
Okay.
It's supposed to flow as it goes, you know? Must believe you.
Let's see, bro. Let's see where it leads me, bro. So, first, let's play 2 truths and 1 lie. No?
2 truths, 1 lie.
Yeah, 2 truths, 1 lie. So we all gonna play a game called 2 truths, 1 lie. You have to tell a story, no? And you mustn't take long. Please don't take more than like, I'd say, this thing is counting fast. Well, not fast.
You can't ask me to tell stories. No, I say.
Yeah, I'll set the tone.
Okay, cool.
But basically, don't take long to give us your 3 answers. But 2 of them must be truth and 1 of them must be a lie. No?
Okay.
And we must guess the lie. After that, no?
Okay.
So, okay. All gonna play, no? Am I going first?
So just repeat it again. So like
we all gonna take individual turns going, no? Each of us must say 2 truths and 1 lie. And we must all guess. Look here, Parker, that's your lie. That of the 3 things that you said.
Oh, okay, there's 3 things.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. So now this is okay. So I once got locked up with a and I fell asleep. And then
Are we giving lockup stories now?
yeah, nah, we giving any stories, bro. We giving any stories. This is the danger zone, right? This is the danger zone, I guess, bro. So we're jumping straight to it. Once got knocked out by somebody who's twice my height, playing rugby.
That's believable.
Is it?
No way.
Okay.
You getting knocked out is always believable, bro.
Yo, hectic, bro. I once punched somebody down a flight of stairs. Oh yeah.
2 truths, 1 lie. So the fall asleep.
Hey?
Fell asleep with the that's the lie.
Is that the lie?
2 truths. I can picture you getting knocked out.
Oh
Hey.
yeah.
Rugby.
No.
Picture that.
Nah, I didn't get knocked out.
So that's the lie.
I got, it's yeah, I lied there because I got concussed, but I didn't get
Okay.
knocked out.
So
Kind of the same thing, but
Really?
your eyes is open. It's kind of the same thing, but your eyes is open.
I told you all 3 truths.
You lost control.
Because I did fall asleep. Because I definitely think I fell asleep.
I also got a
with-
concussion once, but
Is it?
I blacked out.
Like, I didn't
Sorry,
black
I
out.
blacked out.
My pa was there, he was watching
but
me
why,
play.
I want to know about the act story, man. How did you
Fell
get to
asleep
fell
with the
asleep with the act?
Nah, he was just there.
Were you guys cuddling in that
Nah, I was the one on the pitch.
on a what?
Yeah, there's like a word. Who's next?
If you don't want to speak about it, it's fine, bro. Man, understand? You know,
Who's next?
traumas, bro. Traumas.
Nah, there's no traumas there, bruh. There's no traumas there. Nothing happened, me, bro. I'm pretty sure I didn't fall asleep. Who's next? 2
Who's
truths, 1
next?
lie.
2 truths, 1 lie.
Okay, 2 truths, 1 lie. I used to have a twin. She passed away like a few years ago. 5
Sorry.
years ago.
Sorry to hear about that. Bro.
Kosa is my family's second language, home language.
No, nice.
Oh wait, is it 2 truths, 1 lie?
Yeah.
Ah, what's stuck there? So yeah, my cousin and my twin, also a few years ago. My favorite color is black.
Oh yeah.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Nah, I took 1 away because it's 2 truths, 1 lie.
Okay.
And I used to play soccer.
Okay. Looking at you
Yo,
now, I
nah,
can't
I
believe
don't
you
want
play
to do
soccer,
the
bro.
sister thing because I don't know that.
That's the lie, bro.
I don't know that. The sister.
The sister part.
Sister what?
Nah, I don't know that, bro.
Which is the lie?
The sister part.
Yeah.
Sister part.
Yo, thank you, man. That was intense. You see, it's the danger zone. There, you see,
Bro, like-
yeah, I just said it.
The danger zone, like, is this not dangerous? This 2 truths.
Yeah, it's just crazy, but the shit that comes out here, like, that could have ended bad. That could have ended bad. That could have ended bad. No?
Hey, like,
It's safe space for them.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, people play this game, but they don't play it like on the level I think we tried to play.
You don't know, have
Yeah.
you seen a compilation of it? You haven't?
I haven't
I've seen all the
done it.
levels.
I haven't.
Heavy,
Yeah, no.
But bucket 2 truths, 1 lie.
Oh.
And one is thinking long and hard.
Yeah, come on,
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Since the start, I know.
Yeah, bruh. Yo, you had to come to me.
I got locked up on suspicion based off every yankees that had the word cocaine written on it.
Yes, bro.
It's really disgusting.
That's a lot of detail, bro. Like, look at your homie starting to judge you there, but I'm like,
Some of the banky cocaine on it,
At Reels _ Scam.
The cops planted 2 cents and half a button on me in the police station.
Okay, stick to the cop theme. The cop theme.
Das is intense. He's sticking to that theme.
oh, wait, bro.
Oh fuck.
Come on, Bakker. Come on. Where's the lie? No, Bakker.
I lost my teeth.
Nah,
Someone sucker punching me.
you didn't he say the teeth thing lost?
Yeah, that's so what was the last
The teeth is a lie.
So how to
But did I really plant that shit? Or?
bank with cocaine on it.
Yeah, this man lived the life. This man has lived the life.
See, now you can do it to us for the
Police in your court,
This guy, is it my turn? Nah, I thought we're still discussing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
bro.
One is
Okay,
one
like
and one
2
is
truths,
one.
1
Yeah,
lie, okay?
yeah.
So let's start with I was once picked up by the police since now for carrying 2 stopper. When I got to the Siala, because I had dreads, I pretended to be a Rasta since to come safe from the number.
Okay.
Since that's my first story. And then
Believable.
my second story is, I don't wanna give gruesome stories that
Come, bro.
turn my family life upside down since and
This is gonna come out. This is gonna come out. Come on.
but so that's okay. So that's the first story. Second story was I had a brother that lived opposite me since and now, and in his house since I was him, his mom, his cousins, his aunt, and female cousins, man. And then one night I kind of walked in on one of his cousins watching Emmanuel on the TV, and then that got hot and steamy. We ended up in the toilet since
Yes.
That's story number 2.
The male cousins, one male.
One female cousins. And then story number 3 was that
Now, one of the French cousins.
Not my cousin, not my cousin.
I'm sorry.
I went to my brother.
I'm sorry.
I went to my brother to look for him, man.
Other porn in there.
I went to my brother
How's the light? Is the light?
and then the last story is when we were lighties since now, me and my brother went to go play out in Tambu Square. I don't know if you know where Tambu Square is, since the next to the railway, Manenberg. And then while we're playing there, since we came across a black bag of weed. See, literally 2 black bags full of weed. Since now. And then we took those bags, we split it up amongst ourselves. Since now. And then when we tried to sell it, we were robbed since now by gangsters. Since now. Like gangsters, man. Since now. We were trying to sell this weed that we picked up in it.
This is all believable stories. And I think you told me the last one before, so that's the truth.
No way.
The second one's the lie.
About the cousin point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's disappointing.
I was thinking this one. What's the first one? The first one's the lie.
Nah, they're like a stop
yeah,
one. But that was pretty funny, bro. Like, what happened that day was I think I was on leave. That was my first day of leave, man. Then I went to go buy 2 stopper, bro. Then as I'm coming back home, the boer picked me up since and now they're skirting me. Now it's me and this other sas, bro. Since and now they're skirting us. Now they find a 2 stopper on me, man. Now they take me to the Siala, bro. Now you must know, okay, I've been to the Siala before, but never on my own scenes. And I normally they pick up 3 or 4 brothers, take us to the Siala. But this time it was just me, man. Since then when I stepped after most I did was now all my shit. Step into the Siala scenes, and then as I step up, I just see free cheese, bro. And I'm telling myself, no way in hell I'm gonna survive.
Nah.
because everybody looks so aggressive. And I just heard somewhere in the crowd, somebody shout, "Oh, what's okay? Ayan hier, now, pleasant bro, man." And then when I heard that, but I thought to myself, yeah, I'm gonna play the Rasta, and I'm gonna be like, yo, respect the man, like, see, because if I'm Dini, and because when they approached me, bro, I told him, nah, because a Rasta man, and meanwhile on the outside, I'm no Rasta, bro.
Bro, I man on the same lane. That is why
I ran with it, you know what's the cock part, no? Like when I ran with that story. Then like lunchtime came since they gave us like this lentil move with hoene netjies en lentils. Nah bro, that's how you see all the story. This is how you see all the story since because I actually told them since and how we in the cell we all having and eating since now everybody looking at me because yeah, hoene netjies. Ek was a Rasta man, ek was a vegetarian. Now I'm like but deep down like smaak this night, but I'm hungry, but I'm like you kan niet eten man, sinds ze nice, vlees en wat. Nah, then the Owens was like, nah, I respect I man. Then they took my pakkie sinds then they shared amongst each other sinds then them out of the cell. They actually gave me 2 slices of peanut butter and bread, but I didn't accept it because you never know, bro.
What's on there?
That might come with ulterior motives and what. But it was Menenberg's yellow man. Since it was always like a fun time. Yeah, did I say it was funny when it works here?
That was always like a fun time. Dude, look at it. Yeah, bro, at the end of the day. Is that what Kevin stole? Is that recording? Let us know when we have a game.
No, but we got audio, man. You can maybe just put a picture of Johnny Mongrel there.
A picture of that. That's fine.
Oh, my inches now.
Look here, man. Let me finish that story, man. Let me just say this. Regarding the manging in the cellar, man. Like, I had to waste the means, yeah, man. I mang also with bankjes on me, so I waste the means. Okay. Let's just wait for Paco. Sorry.
Nah, it's on.
Sorry. Nah, so I waste the means, man. I'm also hurting here, man. Like, this is what I'm offloading since I'm hurt, man. I shall. So that did like my makeup safe because I'm on the athlon cellar. And I stay overnight. When I stay overnight, from Q-Town hier, man. But now hier wees me. Ik ken moest voor jou, man. Zij heeft nog maar een leiter gegaan. Die Christianpark, hij wees me. Ik zei nog, ja, I didn't know fucking about anything. I tell him, yes, my bro. Maar zei, nah, it's easy, man. Say yeah, man. So they were all laying like on there. So I was on the room and since I didn't want to fall asleep, not a chance, bro.
You can't fall asleep.
You can't, bro. But I skakte was out too, bro. I did. I won't lie, bro. I did slip, bro. I lost it until like look, I lost it until I would say 4 AM. But yo. It's tough, bro.
You know what you must do that time when you can't sleep?
Bro, you hear the mensen moving. Bro, the mensen.
You sleep for an hour. Wait.
Let the record show.
I'm saying, can what I'm doing? What I'm drinking?
Bro, I got there at about 4 PM. I think
12 hours.
12 hours shift. I got there. Like, look at me.
Were you the same after that experience?
I was hardened. Pause.
Nah, like I once overnight, bro.
What the hell, guys?
Like I once overnight scenes in the cellar, and like there was this bra also there. Now the quietest thing scenes now about Menenberg cellar is everybody knows everybody, man. Regardless of which side we're from scenes and that. You was my say na bro, me solve polo ni. Like you know, like such stuff, man. Then when the lights went off, bro, there was this one bra in the cell, man. Like I don't know what was going on, but like they picked him up for having coke. Since the poor thought this man had coke on him, but you can somehow see this bro is from the burbs. He doesn't belong here, man. Since then to stay awake, since that man took a shower literally every hour, bro. Like literally every hour, bro. Like that man would just stand up, like a shower, then boom.
Are you sure that wasn't Keanu?
Nah,
You never know.
bro, you can't shower there, but that salad, bro.
Oh,
That salad
yeah.
is full cock, bro.
It looks nasty,
It's
bro.
nasty.
It looks
Like,
nasty.
that's the most disgusting
But
shit.
like check here, but by us talking about this, we in no way glorifying or like trying to promote that
Nah, not at
lifestyle.
all.
Second time he said Manenberg salad is quiet, the first time he said it's fine. But they're not advertising, huh?
So it's only me having coffee, no? For the record.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do.
Can I smoke now? You're gonna pause that now. You're gonna read it.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
I don't wanna be so unprofessional. Man. Smoking on
But
camera.
that is the space you can do it also, yeah. You can be that podcast.
Nah, but what if you guys maybe have an endorsement roaming somewhere? Like maybe someone is watching you.
It's our brain, man.
Since now also
You
true.
must
Yeah.
align with us.
Oh yeah.
I feel like everything is just been diversified further,
Oh yeah.
expanded further. Like back in the days, like taboo considering associating yourself with, for example, cannabis or cigars or alcohol. You know what I mean? But now people do it because it brings a bank.
Oh yeah.
Like big people is doing it lately because it's either even their business that they've invested in.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like, okay.
Everybody's trying to get it back now, bro. Fuck it. And the cock thing about money is, bruh, is that like it's almost like it's something you didn't ask for, but you need.
Oh, yeah.
And you're always running out.
And you're always running out of it, bro.
Well, for us at least, I speak for myself. I speak for myself.
Nah, I'm self on that boat, bro. Like I'm self on that boat, bro. Like my problem was that like when I was still doing like the content game and like media stuff, bro. Like I had real ideas, bro. And I was doing like yellow mad shit, bro. But I always like took like most of the cock off me because it's not relevant to what I'm doing now. But like the struggle I had back in the day was, bro, like you will shoot maybe something just season now, maybe you get the just idea and don't have enough crew to push it. Season now, or look at I built a website, bro. Basically like with my crew, like my work crew and since I was working tech support, bro. Then we always like support websites or helping other people with their websites. And I thought to myself one day like, yo, I'm not registered domain. Once I have a domain, so one of the clients since is this on camera. So yeah.
I don't know about that thing.
Nah, that's still a long thing.
Yeah.
That is
Then I suma
quick.
like what you do is you just look at like one of the clients. It's like a plugin that you use scenes and on WordPress scenes and where you can copy somebody's site scenes and then you just remove all the stuff scenes and then just put your stuff on there. Then I built a blog from that, bro. I built a blog from that and then like I built a blog, uploaded music, sharing music with Owen since everybody's music was on there. If you're in the car, bro, your music was on there, man. Since means they used to reach out to me and that stuff to get their music on there. Then from there, we started to embed YouTube music videos on there, man. Scenes and what. And then like I did like a whole proposal, man, because the goal was I needed to get plus minus between 3,000 to 5,000 visitors to the site per month. That was the goal since because once I can have that number, I can maybe start going to the smaller shops, man. Then I can tell them, check here, this is the average viewership I have on my site. And like I can promote your shit on here, like you can get your own page. Maybe you like Anissa's or one of these other places, man. Now I can get you like a page on a website and what's my home page. When the people hit the site, your promo is there, weekend specials and all that stuff. Like that was the plan, bro. But like after the first year, bro, then unexpectedly I was hit with the renewal cost since because now you must renew the domain, renew the certificates, renew all of that sort of stuff.
Certificate's not cheap, bro.
Bruh, it's not cheap, bruh. It's not cheap, and at the same time, bruh, like all these costs is hitting you, bruh. And
And
like,
the price will escalate 10%.
yeah, bruh.
What
And
is
you-
that?
And you don't know,
That's
bro.
stupid money.
And like maybe like this year August I had enough money to cover that, but now when it came to renewal time, bro, you don't have enough money to cover that. And if you do, you can make a plan, but then you're gonna be sacrificing yourself, man. Or sacrificing, which I didn't mind doing, but people are not committed, bro, man. Since now you must pay men to write articles, then you maybe reach out to somebody like
the
yo.
people that you were working with. You had to pay them.
Nah, like I just like reached out to a couple of people who I thought like was dope writers, man. And then like maybe 1 or 2 told him nah, they must pay. People just said flat out no, and some men so was just down with the idea, man. Okay, culture, we can continue. Now check here, I was busy incriminating myself here for stealing website templates.
How's the video? I can't see it, so describe it to me like I'm a blind man.
Rapping in front of places, his White House, in the gardens.
Company gardens.
Front of gardens, using a skateboard.
White House in stuff with the linen shop.
Oh, not White House and
Not
stuff.
the real White House.
Sell it to White House and stuff.
Stand through the streets.
Just an Xbox on the couch. What type of rap would this be considered? Gangster rap? Swag rap? Just
Yeah, come up rap.
what's oh, shout out to Heavy Jesus Kapatine rap.
Cappuccino rap.
Is it that, that's why is it that?
Nah, this is not that. This isn't because this is Bravoso rap.
It's like swag rap, like Tiger. It's like a Tiger type.
Yeah, it is Tiger.
But local, it's like it's, what's the song's name?
I like Tiger, bro. I like Tiger. This is why.
Yeah, since Tiger showed his Latin, his OnlyFans, I don't like Tiger.
But I mean, what's OnlyFans for?
Nah, but Tiger
It's for your
man,
fans.
for his established rapper.
It's only for your fans.
So maybe
I don't say it's
like
only for your
his
fans to take a big out for. It's only for your fans.
Save a girl together. Try now on OnlyFans, what would it be?
For our fans.
No man.
Tiger is known for that.
Take your vagina out for your fans.
They consider that content. They are
No.
adult
Don't
content
have double
creators.
standards.
It's in the bio.
No, but it's Tiger. I don't care about the next man's Latin. It's
Adult content
Tiger.
creator.
What do you mean?
No, I don't
Maybe
know about
he
Tiger.
feels like he can get more money for that.
Nah, it's selling out for me. If he's an
You
established
think-
rapper.
But his brand
And his
is
rap
that.
isn't so good
Bro,
anymore, so
what's
now
his
he's-
brand? What is his brand? Is his
Stop
brand
the music.
underground? Has his
Stop the
brand
music.
ever been underground?
All of Tiger's hits, the 3 that they had in the last few years, is
Yes.
strip hits.
Isn't it?
Rhapsody-
I'm not
Rhapsody-
disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. I agree with it 100%. That's what I'm saying. That
But
should
don't compare Tiger to, probably said it's all blind vagina, but what's that next song there? What's that next song
you
there?
said penis.
He's like, it's different. He's
Oh,
exposing
no,
his,
sorry. I mean,
it's not a penis, it's different.
Sorry, apologies.
Penis is like normal anatomy,
Are
man.
we done now? You wanna watch one more? This one? This was done by DZD. DZD.
I'm first with performing and he's the end.
Yeah. I don't know, Kid Clash's delivery for me is like for me.
What is delivery?
It's just the delivery, like how he pulled the freestyle off. The lyrics, yeah. Something else.
You like it? You like the delivery?
Like,
Yeah, I feel.
I feel like the delivery is forced a bit, man.
Mixed with the visuals, because I also watched the video. I think it's okay. It's not.
Like I myself, like in terms of the delivery though, like I can tolerate it, but for myself, like I still feel like it's too forced, man. Like you know, like when you step in, like you have your natural voice, and then you like have your rapper voice. See, then I just feel like he overdoes his rapper voice. You understand now, like because like a lot of the tracks, like it's how can I say, it's next to the beat. Like when you listen to that Lemon Pepper freestyle now of him, he was next to the beat since, and I wasn't really like on that beat because you could separate him and the beat, man. You understand now? In terms of content though, like it's nothing that I haven't heard before. Things now like obviously like for a by the way listen or for a skirt listen or maybe for a chill listen it will work for me, but from a personal perspective, like it's nothing I haven't heard before. So not that I'm saying a man's lyrics and that stuff is whack, you understand now, but I feel like for me personally, like for my personal opinion, it's not gonna work. But when you think about the general consensus in the masses, since now this is something that will stick to them, man. You understand now? Like especially like Brasa that come from those areas, man. You know, Mitchell's Plain, Menenberg, Eideveld, Nova Park, Bontewil. like it's gonna stick for them, but like from a mainstream perspective, like it's not really gonna stick to that crowd, man. You understand now? Unless he diversify the topic, and also like the story that is bringing across, nice stories, scenes, and a good background on the artist, but ultimately like it's the way it's being delivered. You understand now? That's my only issue with the way it's being delivered.
Yeah, you heard it first in the DangerZone with LuMavey was
See,
like,
now, but like it's dope.
The video.
It's dope. Like the videos, bro. Like this man's visuals is just, bro.
That's dope, no?
This man's
Shout out to
visuals is
DCG
just
TV.
like one thing that's cool about the visuals though that I like is that like unlike some of the visuals that I've come across from Cape Town artists, like his visuals like just stick to what he's doing, man. Like even like what is that White House? That White House video when him parking there with the D machines
Oh,
and in front of the
yeah.
White House,
Oh, yeah.
and also like what he's speaking on scenes and now the hustle, the come up and that
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
stuff. Like that is like, you know, in context of the video, man.
Yeah.
Things, and also the man's couple there talking about he's gonna, you know, man have Dracos and that sort of type of shit scenes and now.
Bro.
And like the quiet thing about that White House video scenes and now is the energy of the environment that's behind him, man. You understand now? So nah, but
And I like the
Dope, bro.
fact that he has his mentor with him, man. And the people that you guys, like people from the areas of granny stuff who can relate to it. So they're gonna grand sing his brasa with him because people like that, having their owns with him. Then that inspires them, man. You know what I mean? So
what
I
did
feel
he say? He's got
that's a dope thing.
56 numbers.
I don't know. Did he say so in the song?
Yeah, he said there 5 mixtapes, 56 songs.
Quite well done, man.
I'm actually gonna go listen to his songs.
Yeah, there's a music video with him on a yacht with the yellow colors. He was there, I shot a video on a yacht. And it's quite, bro, like he's getting like a recognition, man. You know what I
Traction.
mean? Yeah, he's getting that traction, bro. So I was surprised when you also said you haven't heard of him, or I think Philly also said she hasn't heard of him, and I spoke to a couple other people, and for me it's like his music came my way because somebody, a mutual friend, put me onto his music, and I was like, nah, this brother has actually got his own traction and helped me realize, okay, there's like the yellow other men who's onto music now that's not listening to the stuff that we would necessarily deem the music circle here in Cape Town, because it's bigger than that, and it just helps further perpetuate the reality that it's still so divided. It's still in its
But that's always been like I feel like that's a byproduct of Cape Town hip hop in general, bro. Like that click based stuff,
Oh yeah.
and that could also hinder growth, man. You understand?
I think it's a hip hop thing. I think it's a Cape Town cultural thing.
Oh yeah,
In many aspects of life in Cape Town.
in many
With it sport,
circles.
with it art, with it whatever.
Oh,
It's always like that,
You have to be in with a clique or a crowd. There's no general sense of to check you. We all take elkaar saam.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Do you know who he reminds me of though? Like just for his 8 stick and his cake also. Pizza.
Pizza.
Like I get like a lot of those vibes from
True,
him
no?
and scenes and now because
Like, but
now,
he's determined also.
just like the way he's rapping, bro, that intent scenes and now he's actually trying to tell me so that like check. He's not still gonna cook a friend from hands, man. Like he's just here to do his thing, Dala, his normal.
Yeah.
And those people scenes and now that he has, they have his back scenes and now, so he doesn't still need that signatures or that stamp of approval or validation from anybody in the game scenes, because he knows his audience, but like he knows who he's speaking to, and you can see also by the man's traction also, but like he knows his audience very well. He knows what they want, he knows what they're looking for. So yeah, bro, big ups to him, bro.
Yeah. Quite respect. That's King Clutch. Shout out.
Where are we live?
Okay, so we had to listen to KWAAI and Simulation Raps, or KWAAI featuring Simulation Raps. We listened to the song R.I.P. Armashesh. And then we listened to Heavy G, Away. When they see me, they say Away. Don't take that, no scopenga. Culture Gang, we listen to Culture Gang. Who I don't know, but seems they have the same name as me. But I dig the flow, I dig the lyricism.
I feel like the beat was doing him injustice, man.
Injustice.
They needed to
I
pause.
feel like his flow was nice. I liked everything.
If that beat was a bit faster, bro, then his flow would have sunk in there.
No.
Like, I'm not saying, like, again, bro, like, my stance is always, like, I'm not saying, like, the tracks are whack or the tracks are shit or anything. Like, the track is dope for what it is, bro. But, like, next level, bro, I would maybe, like, speed up the beat a bit. Because think about the way he's flowing on there, bro, and also like what is the topic he's speaking on. You can see he's very comfortable with himself, man. So obviously, like, that's his artistic truth right there in that video, and also like what he's spitting, man. But when I was like towards the end, when I realized, okay, like, yo, this bro can change flows like this, bro, it would have been much faster, bro, if they had like a faster beat, like that same beat.
Yeah.
That same beat, bro, don't change the beat, just make the beat slightly faster.
Yeah.
That way it would sound more natural, like he's riding the beat, you understand now? Because now you have the beat moving like that, since, and when he's rapping, it's like he's pulling the beat back, you understand? Now? Like, he controls the beat very well, man.
Yeah.
But like, how can I say, if I was the producer on that, I would have wanted him like to ride on the beat as opposed to control the beat. So, especially that part where he starts changing flows, like, that's a just scenes, and I had like a faster beat, it will
And
rock.
I think as a rapper, him controlling the beats what makes it so just for me. That's what makes me appreciate that so much more. But then again, I guess I understand your opinion, and that's why I was saying, as a creative, I look at it differently than you would. Because yours is like, you look at it from an expectation of the artist. Like,
Nah, like, I look at it like from a marketing perspective.
Okay.
Like, not only from a marketing perspective, but your average listener, man. You understand? Now, like, you're gonna get people, bro, when they review tracks and all that stuff, they wanna break down the science, the physics and all that stuff. But like tracks like these, bro, like, you should just look at it for what it is, man, and what the artist is trying to portray. You understand now? But also, like, what are we talking about? The Heavy G track, not the Heavy G track.
we're talking about the culture game.
The Culture Gang. Like, for what it is a just track.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You understand now? But also, like, for me, it all depends what he wanted to do with the track. And that's why it came out the way it came out, man. But for myself, if I was looking for something with more appeal, bro, like, I would definitely speed up the beat a bit.
Okay.
You understand? So it can sound like it's like when you listen to a Millie.
Yeah.
Like, sour type of vibes, scenes, and like sour type of vibes, same flows, same switch ups, scenes, and I don't change anything about the flows, just speed up the beat a bit, scenes, and so it can sound more, you know, we're riding the speed. But the control, for me, scenes, and the control is just scenes, and especially like the visual element of it, scenes, like I said, the Brad living his truth in that video.
Truly, bro. And I like the video, the way it was shot. It was artistic.
Even like what's his name? Check the thing about Greek and simulation rap scenes, and whenever you get the brass spitting vernac scenes and now spitting in his native tongue on a beat like that, that's a cheat code, because you know it's gonna sound sus.
It's gonna sound dope, yeah.
Scenes,
It was just, it was because Greek does it so well as well.
Exactly, bro. That's why I say, like, that's almost like a cheat code, man. Since now, once you slap it vernac like on that style, because the thing is, like, his dialect, bro. His dialect, regardless, like, if that was a different beat or not, but it was a beat of the same style, bro, it will still land. It will still land. Maybe like every kick, every snare, because the way. Like, KWAAI itself, man, since it's a rhythmic language, bro. So when you put a language like that, bro, on a beat like that, bro, you can't lose, bro. And if you listen to a lot of, like, you know, like, I call it like the new age, like the Spaza traps. That's what I call it, since because it's almost like, remember what Spaza used to be like back in the day, where it sounded like, I'm not saying like it sounded quite a wish, but like, how can I say, the style of hip hop, man, that Spaza was back in the day.
More raw, maybe.
Yeah, it was more raw, like more gritty scenes, it was more street scenes, and now you get something like this, bro, that sounds super polished, man, but you still have the dialect, bro. You still have that flows, that level of flowing scenes on these scenes, and makes the track just, bro. I just feel like they needed more life in the video.
Okay, I hear you.
Like, you see, like, there was parts of the video scenes and how Greek was, like, you know, going in. Scenes and but he's alone on the basketball court. Scenes and like that's the part like when they go in, but that's like when you want like
But maybe watch it again, because there were parts where he was like holding his girlfriend's face, and he's like rapping like to her, and for me that was kind of funny and dope at the same time, because it's like what, who does that, man? You know what I mean? But that's what makes his brand so unique, is what makes it entertaining for me. So I just appreciated that, but I guess I understand your opinion also. Maybe have another look at it. But
no, like that's the thing, bro. Like when you look at videos, bro, like you must always like watch once or twice.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you wanna catch every lyric scenes that whether the lyric like meets the song, man. Like every way, the lyrics meets the song perfectly, scenes enough for what he wanted to do on the track, and that tells, bro, about the delivery and that sort of thing. Like even like that every G track, bro. Like that's something I would definitely listen to, bro. Like
that's why you should actually check out his catalog, bro. He's definitely somebody that I think you would appreciate. And you see, when you see his Capadine rap, when you hear his style, it makes sense, man. You know what I mean?
Like not only like in that element also, man. Like take a lot of time, bro. Like rapping in itself, man, bro, is expression. And like the way that man expresses himself, how he carried that beat, and also like just how he puts it down, since it speaks to his style, man. Like I don't see anybody, like obviously you're gonna get Afrikaans rappers now that sort of like, for me it was more so like when he hit the line, it looked like shock value for me, man. Here's a brass mother smoking a button or a pipe. Like he mentions, like you can see the bride lighting a button, any bra. Since then I can see how they're lighting up and
But that was it, yeah. Like you could think about it going both ways, maybe.
Oh, well, like, okay, yeah, but no disrespects, like, to any one of the artists, bro. I feel like, nah, that's dope. And it's also like, why, man, bro, like, especially coming back to Greek and simulation. But rapping even like rapping like in Afrikaans, bro, on certain beats is a cheat code, bro. Like, rapping Afrikaans on trap beats, that's a cheat code, bro. Because like I feel like anything that's vernac and speak directly to your dialect, since I'm sure you know what your dialect is, like how you speak and how your pronunciation is. Like anything like that, bro, on trap beats, bro, it's gonna win for me, bro. It's gonna win because it's almost like it's like a polished version of the gutter, bro.
Polished version of the gutter.
It's like a polished version of gutter.
That's how you're putting it.
Not necessarily the gutter, but more like just their truth, the polished version of their truth, and whatever that means.
Exactly.
Because in their mind it may not be the gutter to us.
Maybe for them it's like it's just life, man. Like that's how things are supposed to be, and like they chose to bring it across like on those types of beats. Since now we sort of like, I won't say speak directly to their character, but sort of like elevate what they're trying to say, man. Like they know he's gonna catch on that type of beat. Like if you listen to Spaz by KWAAI, like in K Kid, since now that beat, bruh, like did you hear like how KWAAI writes that beat in vernac, bro? And it's only gonna hit like that, bro, if she's gonna spit it in vernac. If she were gonna spit that verse in like English or any other like, dialect and that sort of stuff, or try to sound American, or bro, it wouldn't hit the way it did, bro.
I agree.
It wouldn't hit the way it did, bro, since now. And like there's a lot of examples I can bring up, man.
But there's a lot of Owens also that's matching Americans in views now here locally, and I think it's because they're staying true to their sound or to their roots, in giving, like you said, the creative truth, man. You know what I mean?
It's like the thing about being an artist today, bro, is like people should find a gap in a niche in it, man. People should find a gap in a niche in it, like
it's tough, yeah.
You will get like a lot of like when you listen like to wavy rap or like rap that's like popping now and all that sort of shit. It's sort of like more or less of the same. You understand? I like more or less of the same. Okay, right? That's what I was gonna like. I was listening to Griselda. Since when they first came out, bro, I used to enjoy that niggas, bro. Like grimy, hip hop, coke and what. But then when you reach like the fifth EP, the 10th mixtape, and you're like, yo, this is too much coke raps for me, man. Like this, like I used to enjoy it, like but now like it's almost like it's getting old like now, man. Like what happened in your lifetime since the first release versus the release now, man? Was there any changes? Was there any growth? Was there
Maybe there wasn't.
Since now, And like in the same sense,
No, I don't mean. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Nah, listen. I don't mean it like that. I mean it like in the sense of like maybe. And I'm not. Look, not incriminating anyone here. You're not suspecting anyone. I'm just saying maybe some lifestyles are easier to leave than others, and maybe some lifestyles are better maintained by maintaining
the
the.
art now, and he's a character in wrestling now. See, they're using him there, but he's an icon now. So.
no way, like.
What you doing about West Side Gun?
Like what did I just say? Like
Jinx.
for a lot of homies, bro, it's like it's gonna take time for you to grow into your style, bro. And you also like a good example. Remember how lost and confused you sound on that? Don't laugh, bro. I'm not saying I don't
That's
feel
how
it.
you look at me when you
Nah,
say
man.
that.
I'm not saying it like in a bad light. But check here, listen to how much cohesiveness, no? When you put up grandeur over delusion, no? How much cohesiveness did you feel was in that tape? When you listened to it like from start to finish. Was it cohesive? Did it speak to your truth at the time? No. Because you know
Yeah, it did, but not.
but not quite.
Yeah.
Then you came with Spa scenes, right? Then you came with Spa, where Spa was like you inwardly, looking inwardly at yourself scenes and now. And also like in the same sense projecting yourself into your environment, you understand now? Like there's a line now. Yeah, I'm not even gonna quote lines now.
Because you can't.
Like no, I'm not even gonna try, bro. But like it was a line from an other artist man, that I wanted to quote. But like it's almost like you can choose to be like a product of your environment, bro. You could have chosen that route, but instead like you sort of like did like an inverse of that, man. When you made the environment a product of you, and that's how you brought that message across. That's why when you listen to Spa, also like a lot, like the tracks you listen to it and you be like, wow, this slaps. Like okay, like wow, this is dope for a, you know, Princess Unicorn. Like this is like a dope thought piece. You understand now? Because that's something you experience personally. You understand? Then you come with that the thing you did with Sosa.
Chasing happiness. Yeah.
Chasing happiness scenes and now. Then it's almost like, nah man, is this still the same, brah?
But that was before Spa.
Yeah,
Spa
yeah.
came after that.
Spa came after.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Am I thinking right? But okay, it doesn't matter, man. But like when you listen to the two tapes like together, with G.O.D. in that mix, you understand now. It's three different artists. You understand now? But the closest comparisons you're gonna get is gonna be between Spa scenes and certain elements of G.O.D. You understand now, like gangster and all that sort of stuff that speaks like to your authentic truth. You understand now? Where when it came to chasing happiness, bro, it was almost like it's more so a push to level up. You understand? So like to a certain extent you have to let go scenes and some of yourself to meet what you might call it halfway. You understand now? To meet the standard or to meet your producer halfway. You understand now? Then Dark City, since now when you look at all of those projects together, you can literally pick out G.O.D, Spa, Dark City. You can pick it up since now and then you can be like, yo, this is the bra's authentic self. It's just that when it came to Dark City, that's just like when you like, you know, that growth spurt, man. Like you are all time like and now you just you understand now? So and that's like something you will see in a lot of artists, bro. Like I can mention names, bro, like about artists who started off a bit rocky, but then afterwards they sort of like worked themselves to the authentic self.
Like who?
Nah, if I'm gonna mention names now.
You can mention names.
Nah, if I'm gonna mention, okay. You guys want me to mention names? Bro? You guys want me to mention names? Let's start with Dante Di Dante, bro. Let's start there. When you listen to Dante Di Dante, no? Oh, Dante Di Dante. Like, listen to that man. Listen to that man like IMG. Like IMG and post IMG. You understand now? Like there's a, not necessarily a growth spurt, bro, but like he's more in himself at that time, man, when he reaches that project. Do you understand? Other Brazilians and was Swigs. You understand now? Compared to like when you listen to Swigs, like in the beginning you'd be like, oh yeah, this bra is like You just want to be hardcore, you just want to be American and all that sort of stuff. Since and now. Slumless Wigs, yeah. But now afterwards, but I like when you like really get to know that bro as a person, bro, then a lot of his music kind of makes sense. Since and now, like you don't know maybe like what sort of like psychological things he's dealing with, bro. And like for him painting those types of pictures, bro, it's sort of like the energy out, man. It's either that or something very extremely violent, bro. And that's like his authentic truth because like he's an aggressive, bro. Since and now, when you come across him, when you speak to him, since and now, he's an aggressive, bro. And then,
can you say it?
Bruh, because like
I respect the Swigs though. You know him and EVG also.
Battles where they fighting,
He must hit the Rogan.
He knocked Rogan out, bruh.
They will knock him out.
Bruh, he knocked him, bruh.
He was out.
He knocked him, bruh. And what you gonna call it, like AK. You know AK.
But how you expect to survive if you only have one lung? Anyway.
Nah, man, bro. Like, what you would call it AK, bro? Like, I don't know if AK does music anymore, but like, I'm sure you know AK, right?
We're gonna cut that part. What I said.
Like, I don't know if you.
AK, yeah, I like AK. Now he's growing. Yeah, he's coming to
AK
himself.
like from the half, bro.
Yeah.
When AK first came out, bro. When AK first came out, bruh, and like that first few tapes he dropped, bro, you could hear like, nah, this bruh is he's looking for attention, he's looking for hype, and he's looking for a wave, man. You understand now? You hear it, you can hear it in his music, bruh. Because like the subject matter he's covering, bro, is not necessarily like, you know, his artistic expression, man. It's sort of like just formulas.
Or even relatable.
No, we're like, it's sort of like just a formula. I heard this, now make something close to that. You understand now? But then I think, I can't even remember what's that project's name, bro, but like, but you could hear the growth, man. Like, I don't know, like, what type of music, because I'm not checking for it anymore, but like, you could hear the growth, like, in his music, because the more and more projects he dropped, bro, the closer and closer, since then now, people, like, got to him, man.
To his sound.
Yeah, like it was first just a thing of, yo, let me just make rap numbers because rap is popular. You understand now? Then boom, flip the script. Now I get serious now because he realized now, like, yo, this is actually something that like I can take somewhere, but like it's only gonna work if he becomes truthful to himself. And live his authentic truth, because like he speaks to an audience, bro. Like those are people that have actual audiences. But now because every time like they put on this facade, they come with this, you know, American English and American type of shit, and now they come with that sort of stuff, it blocks you from your audience, because people are gonna be like, okay, yeah, if I wanted to listen to a track that sound like this, I might as well put on Young Thug. Since then I might as well listen to this, bro, because now you're just doing a watered down version of that, you understand? But then afterwards the man like started doing his own auto-tune, started like messing around, like, you know, with his own shit, started experimenting, playing around with the beats a bit, and then boom, bro, look at the authenticity that he pushed out afterwards, bro.
He's a producer now.
It is what it is, bro. And like at the end of the day, bro, you're gonna meet a lot of those type of artists where firstly you're gonna hear this, bro, is not doing it for the right reasons. Since and this was like one of those MTV babies or the Brother That Dish scenes and so your TV was a sperm on channel O, and like that sort of videos are like in your mind when you go to bed, and like now you also want to emulate that, man. And then you're gonna get the brew again.
Music videos is like it.
Then you're gonna get the brew again, scenes and that's like that's still finding himself, man. Like especially like the rappers that's under 20, bro. They still trying to find their identity. They still trying to realize who they are, man. Since now, because they're not comfortable with themselves as artists yet. So now every tape they drop is almost like it's just a test. Like, yo, does this stick? Okay, yo, this work. Let me make more numbers like this. Does this stick? Yo, this stick. Let me make more numbers like this, man. Then you're gonna have like artists, bro, that can. There's so much truth, bro, in their delivery or the way they produce or deliver their music, that like they again, how can I say, they too authentic. They too authentic, because like now that authenticity, bro, kind of like hinders your growth, bro.
Now you must say which artist.
Oh, bro.
Because now you can't like give us one piece of the pie. And,
I'm gonna say, look at the bro like Jersey. And a bra like Sas.
Okay. I
Like-
feel like Jazzy, that's an incorrect opinion. He
Seems
just
that,
doesn't push hard enough.
Nah, like for me it's
He
not
never
about
ever pushed himself out.
like
there.
again like my references, bro, is what from what I've heard and what I know about these people, bro. And like when you listen to it, bro, like it's good to be like comfortable and be your authentic self, man. But like now it all depends what type of rapper you wanna be, man. If you wanna stay in the underground, bruh, then that's gonna work for you, man. Since now. But now you can now diss people that wanna like elevate in the game, man.
That's also
And in
different.
order for you to elevate, and if you really want to make a success, since
you
and now,
must diss them.
you must step into the markets, bro. You must reach that market, since and now. Not necessarily saying like, yo, do what everybody else is doing. Like, take what's happening now, bro. Greek God, perfect example. Take what's popping there. Take your authentic self, lay it on there,
that was
since
a
and now,
more fun
and boom, there's the balance, bruh.
Yep.
And like, you can get success from
I
that,
feel
man.
like that culture game thing was also like that to an extent.
You know, because you're not turning your back on yourself in terms of I'm gonna sell out now and do mainstream music. It's just that now you're bringing that mainstream sound to you, man. You understand? And I feel like a lot of the vernac rappers, bro, they benefit from that, bro.
True.
They benefit from that.
Like there's a lot of guys you should listen to, like Guy Onke and like yo, bruh, there's quite a few. Look it ups. Yeah, bruh. Bravo, of course, Bravo. That for me doing this, it's like you can hear the Kwaito influence as well in the sound, man, in some of their music, man, which is quite, man, different from what I played you with the Greek song in particular. But yo, bruh, it's mad, man. But yeah,
Yeah,
do you have
Bravo.
that?
Bravo is like one of the few brass that also does that well, bro, bringing the sound to them.
And how he's blowing up also. Actually, was he on that top 10 list?
Nah, I wasn't on the top 10.
No. Can we talk about that still?
You want to talk about this top 10 list, bro? Let me see.
Nah, it's 9 already, man.
Check like you
What
can.
top 10 list? Who's on what of who?
Nah, culture send me
FTV
most
list.
now this top
Oh,
10
not the
list.
official list.
Huh?
Is it your list?
Nah, MTV based list. I'll just
MTV
forgot to
based
send it to you
artist
guys.
MC list for
Show
2021.
them there also.
Since then now, what did I say? Yeah, the MTV based artist MC list for 2021 was the most accurate list ever. But I think MT deserved the spot somewhere.
What was that now? Comment.
So now it says here, bruh, in the post. So number 1, Blackie. Alright. Sort of like a green. He's hot. He's on everybody's songs right now.
Blackie.
Big Zulu.
Big Zulu.
Since now don't have much exposure to him.
You'll find it there on SA Hip Hop 24/7.
Nasty C, number 3.
If you
Iris,
were looking.
25.
So wait, so first is Blackie, second Big Zulu, third Nasty C, fourth Iris.
525k.
Ow! Continue.
Number 6 is KO and Ricky Rick. Ricky Rick doesn't come close to the artist KO is, bro.
Ricky Rick didn't drop a
Yeah,
album.
but he doesn't.
That's.
But the thing is, Ricky Rick's like a god, bro. Ricky Rick's like.
He shouldn't even be on
The
that
thing,
list.
I feel like
mogul.
he's on that list because of that mogul status. Because he's like so
He doesn't have
active.
to be on that list. Man.
But there was a Cotton Fest, wasn't he? And he's like influenced. He's got so much artists that he like. That's under him.
Yeah,
That he
exactly.
goes on. Tico Wallace under him.
And Costa Teach,
Yeah.
number 7. Lucas Raps, number 8.
Even Kayo didn't drop a project.
Pretty Ugly, number 9. And Tico Walla, number 10.
Okay, so
There's no
number
youngsters.
6 is. Yeah.
And no empty.
A youngster didn't
No
drop-
youngster,
oh,
no
youngster drop a
empty.
project now, no? But the thing
Yes, he
is,
should have been number 1 just the way he's
yeah,
doing it
technically
anyway.
youngster's still in there.
What's
Rollout
it
of
based
his
on?
project
Numbers and
now.
stuff.
I don't even know what it's
And
based
there's
on,
no Zuchi
bro.
Code though.
Hey?
There's no Zuchi,
No
bro.
Zuchi.
Has he
Nah.
been active?
Yes,
I
right.
apologize, I haven't been seen
There's no Zuchi.
Nah, I just haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it.
25k.
But like, what do you think about 25k
Yeah, he's-
though?
Look, from what I've seen, he's been around, he's been pushing. But I don't know him. I don't know his
Why
music.
did it like Ricky Rick and KWAAI number 6?
Exactly.
But they
I
changed
don't
what this is
think-
the
I
Yeah,
don't think either of them should have been on the list, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. All due respect to them, I look up to Ricky Rick.
Where's
He's
it
a-
from?
he's an inspiration for
2021,
me.
this year or is it like based
This
on
is
the last
now.
2 years?
This is
like
now.
this
This
year.
year.
Who is the publication?
That's why I say
Lucky number
MTV
one.
list.
MTV.
Like number one.
MTV
Yes.
boys.
That's accurate. Blackie owned 2021.
Ah,
That's
Nasty C, bro.
we talking about the
Nah, bro,
What
like,
now? We don't know what now.
Nasty
What
C,
now?
yes.
Like, what though?
Nasty C is big, yes. Nasty C is
Lucas,
number
that's
3.
also good,
the thing is like what make
I think Big Zulu's got
like
the biggest
giving
album.
Blackie like the number one spot on this list sort of like makes sense, bro. Like if you go on YouTube now and you type in Blackie, bro, he's got a track with everyone, bro. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like that's hottest MC, bro.
Oh, everyone has a track with him.
Oh yeah, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's just there.
He's like
Which-
Lil Wayne right now.
Oh yeah,
He's
like,
going to do a Lil Wayne.
he's like on
like-
that vibe, bro.
07 Lil Wayne spot.
But what do you think
I
of
don't know
Lucas
what
raps?
based
bro?
on, like work ethic.
Like I don't even know what they base this list on, bro.
I think it's work ethic and ability, man, skill. But I don't think that they look at skill as much as traction.
That's
Yeah.
why Lucas
So
raps
it's
is
like
here.
more performance numbers.
What
based.
is it like against Lucas Raps? Why don't you like Lucas Raps?
It's not that I don't like him, man. Like, okay, like I saw like Lucas raps on a YouTube video first. That's how it started.
You
Right?
like my socks and I don't play rugby.
I saw him like on a YouTube video
Yeah.
since an hour. Okay, right now it's just Lighty Science to Dave Jam Africa.
Did you watch him and
Seen
Blackie's
it,
video together?
Big Slapper?
Yeah.
No competition.
Yeah, like-
doesn't make it-
Yeah.
But like, where the better verse though? Where the better verse? That's my thing.
I actually won't lie. I fucked with Lucas Raps more.
Did you listen to his album? Okay. Yeah, now did you listen to Lucas Rap's album?
No.
What is
I
it?
listened to some
031,
songs. I listened to,
031
like,
to the world, right?
Yeah. I listened
So,
to like Ammo.
so like, did you like sit?
It
Like,
was a bit disappointing from
did
what
you
I heard.
listen to the album? That's
But
my
none of the singles made drew me to it. That's why I understand his position.
like.
on this, but
I don't have a problem with him per se, since you know, like, I feel like at the end of the day, like his raps doesn't hit like it's supposed to.
But his singles that he dropped before then was hotter, in my opinion. But I do think that Ammo is a good song. That
No, like I would say, like I don't know, like I said, I have nothing wrong.
Johnny, dang.
I have nothing, no problem with the MC himself. Like his lyrics doesn't hit for me like it's supposed to hit.
No empty, that's weird.
Like I feel like it's just all like you know the like a lot of his tracks like it's high energy. It's like the beat is pumping, which makes a lot of sense. Like he's like a young cat scene, you know. But like in terms of like content wise and depth, the one track where he stood out though was that track with DJ Speedster, pardon my French. Since and that track, since you can hear now, that's I had to dig deep now to for that verse. But the album wise, but I didn't dig that deep.
Okay, respect your opinion.
25k. I don't know, bro.
It was a pub.
It's not that I'm hating on him since now, no? But like if I listen to his lyrics, man, like it's almost like you're trying to bring some American rapper. Like you take, like you literally.
Who does it up like?
But he had a
Somebody-
very big push, eh? He had a very big push. Everyone was getting his. Everyone, like if you ask anyone, they were getting his notifications to listen to his music. So like he was pushed like like how can I say? I believe it wasn't. It was sponsored, but there was a lot of money being pushed into his marketing, man. You know.
For me, it sounded like it just sounds like an American bro. You know, dope boy raps. Since they now they learn how to speak Zulu, and now that's the result. Like I'm not dissing the man again. I'm not dissing the man. Like okay, I must stop saying I'm not dissing the man. So check here, like this is my opinion. I'm a listener, and this is my problem, man. This is my problem, bro. I go on my Spotify, since I may be listening to Big Ash or one of the brothers that I fucks with, man. Then boom, it goes like into that your radio based on. Since now even like YouTube algorithm, then it's so much to start playing 25k songs the whole time.
Yeah.
And then
That's
one
what I'm
day,
saying, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're playing Spotify essay.
yeah,
So that all the
because at the end of the day, bro, when I
cut
listen,
this part.
because like when I listen to his
They
lyrics,
probably playing
bro,
Spotify. There's deals that the labels would probably have in place.
No industry thing, man. They cut it.
Yeah, like I mean,
like obviously like he's blowing up because people listen to his music. But like
yes,
it's,
but I don't think that he would have been in everyone's. Not everyone would be picking him up in the algorithm if there wasn't checks being made out to the right people, so that he's popping up on the algorithm. I'm just saying,
makes sense,
in my
bro.
opinion, it's the only thing.
But again, I
Whether
also
you paid Spotify directly or just actually made effort to have a marketing campaign running which make us money.
Yeah,
Like either way,
it's dope.
you put in some money and
It's
it
dope.
works.
It worked. Yeah, that's what
It's
we.
not necessarily
It reached
Spotify,
me,
but
but,
essentially Spotify would want to pay people like
Spotify's going to pay, yeah, but the thing about Spotify is also like the more people you can bring in, man. Like also, so if we build traction around this person's name, we can keep bringing in more people. Like my thing is, I don't know what his contribution is to the industry. Besides that, maybe he writes for other artists like JR does. For example, like JR co-writes so many verses for AKA. Do you know what I mean? So.
nah, my thing is like you don't know like the life he's rapping about it. Rapping about is it real or not? Cause that man is talking about cooking in the kitchen, stacking up the milice, and like you see, like that's my shit. Like you don't know, like yo, is he pushing a gimmick or is this like this bruh shit, bro? Like you don't know, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And yeah, bro, but there's nothing else I can say about this list, bro. Besides, like I feel like KWAAI, bro, she deserves like at least like some way.
You can maybe swap her with Lucas Raps.
Either swap or remove. Who would you put on your top 10?
Like you see, like I don't have that much depth in SA rap to make up a list, but
As you know, man, because I was on the
Firstly, the culture.
see now, but like, but I can go on my phone, I can tell you who I'll put on this list, bro.
People just did the area.
Now because I actually have like a SA hip hop playlist, bro.
Okay.
Which I fucks with everything, bro.
But look at also we
And check here, bro. Like do you remember like like seeing that you like youngsters so much, right? Like I almost once made a like this is how I lost a lot of my friends, bro. I almost once compared youngster to Tupac, man. You understand? Then people were like, you know, out to not saying people, but just in jail, like you know the crowd I was in, man. I was in the crowd since they were busy discussing like SA rap and all that sort of shit. And then I was not compared youngster to Tupac scenes and that. And I got like a lot of dirty looks, man. Like, yo, bro, how can you?
I think I heard you.
Like, you remember, bro? Like,
I get it right.
like, and then I was like, okay, yo, like, okay, like you gonna respect Tupac, right? The brother went to some ballet academy, like, and did all of did drama school. When he came out like Dre came out with a wrecking crew, no? But Tupac came out with some other, also like a singer group. Digital underground, yeah, scenes and now. And then he was a good poet, like in general, man. Scenes and now, then
he was a nerd, nigga.
then the influence of Suge Knight scenes and now.
Yeah. It was an influencing.
She was a queen, but
Nah, but she
the one doesn't take away from.
according to these studies, she was, yeah. Okay, look, I'm not gonna get into that.
Semantics,
But like, yeah, bro, I see what you're saying regarding youngster also because, my bro, like, I
So
was
why
saying,
do people have double standards then when you can accept Tupac scenes and now for rapping scenes and now the lives of other people? But now you're gonna tell me like, nah, youngster, like you just wanna be and all that sort of stuff.
but what wanna be easy? What does you? I don't see.
Nah, like I feel like
you know
more or less like the way they approach the music and the way they like, you know, deliver their music, like telling relatable stories scenes and now. Whether be it their own story or not their own story, scenes and now, but they create like these anthems, these songs, scenes and now that kind of like, you know, that gel with the community or with gel like with people that have similar backgrounds with them. But like at the end of the day, it's almost like, yo, if Tupac do it, we can accept it. But if somebody local do it, like he's fake or he's trying too hard or this and
But
that.
You know, wait till youngsters did to say.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah.
say they only give you
That's
flowers when you did. Because I will see a statue.
Like
of
I
him
myself,
being
like I'm not a big youngster fan, bro. But
Yeah.
like when he drops something, bro, when he releases something, like I listen, bro.
I will.
And like even the album also, like I enjoy this album, bro. Like I
Dreams
was like,
worth more than money. What's his
season now,
what's
3T, bro. Things
Yeah,
like
but
that.
did you hear
What's in my
Dreams
song,
Don't
man?
Play Bills? Did you hear the one that showed the China?
Dreams, yeah, I heard that one. Like I'm not so fan of that.
See, that one wasn't thumping, you know. How about the work, the stumping,
You want to go fish at the other
in
time.
each chopper.
The other time he's trying something.
He's,
It's better
I feel,
method,
yeah,
that's
I'll
that
be
one, the
honest,
method.
it was like a 3 out of 5.
No,
It's
wait.
like a 3 out of 5.
No,
The
that's
method.
no.
The counterplay is
Method.
definitely the method. Is
The method, nah, there was some bangers,
Method
bruh.
is the one.
There was some
Method.
slappers, bruh. Like even I like Queen
All
Pun's
the
verse,
boys.
bruh. And I must say shout out to Queen Pun for making it like as far
Did
as
you
she
see
did
the
for
podcast that
sticking
was
out,
out
bruh.
recently?
Queen
Queen
Pun. Is
Queen
that
Pun.
Sharon?
Yes,
Is
bruh.
it? Is
You
it?
see
I
that
wanna ask you a
coming with
question.
Queen Pun,
I
bruh.
ask you questions.
She pushed, bruh.
He was recently on a podcast in the past few days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's the king of Cape Town, in his own words. What do you have to say?
If he's the king of Cape Town, then so be it. I can't change that, my bro. I'm not here to be the king of Cape
Like,
Town.
check, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, if that man says, like, he's the king of Cape Town, you know, like, I'm not gonna, like, go against it because, again, that's his opinion.
Yeah.
Youngster is the most visible artist in Cape Town. Like, he shines a lot of light on it. Like, okay, yeah, cool, we got D Koala. Since now we got K-Kid, who's also like gonna come up now. Since now we got guys like Simulation, we got Lura, we got those types of cats. But he's legit, bro, like the most visible. So if and also like that man has a lot of pull, man.
It does.
That man has a lot of pull, bro. Like
I feel like overall he has probably more than all of them.
yeah, bro, like more than all of them possibly combined as well. He has good pull scenes behind his name, and he can label himself the king because he was like, I won't say like the first to break out, but like for this generation, he's sort of like been a leader for them, man. In terms of breaking through.
I feel like,
He's
yeah,
like Clint to the past 10 years of Cape Town music.
he's the first face to really take Cape Town's music to a level where artists can be seen as a star, man. A Cape Town artist can be a rapper specifically. Because we've had Chad Simon, we've had
Black Noise. Black Noise went
Black Noise, bro.
yeah, but
We never
guys,
see
we're talking about a different generation. We're talking about a different sound and a different perspective.
Yeah,
No, because
check your Black
look at
Noise
it,
is the
look at it.
reason, bro.
Black Noise was
Yeah.
yes, Black Noise was
Come on.
pushed as a political like vehicle, like not vehicle, like look here, like
Couple
these
years,
are
like
guys, these are talented guys who are pushing a positive message that we need to get out there that can fight the system. And at the time that was necessary because it was like something was a vehicle of change, man. Do you get what I mean? And the same with Brasavanika. So that's why those things were necessary, and we have
3 months.
necessary things like that now. Bro, 3 months up was big for
But
Spas.
check, I want to tell you a story about Black Noise, bro. Is it now Black Noise? Is Black Noise?
That's with the meal, yeah.
That niggas.
Yeah.
Like I was a lighty, bro. Black Noise is how I got into hip hop, like initially outside of my cousin now. I was in primary school in grade 2, bro. And then Black Noise was performing.
Old, man, bro.
Like Black Noise was performing at our school, bro. And then I didn't have crew to go see the show. But our class was like opposite where the stadium, like where the stage was, man. So me and the brother that couldn't afford to go to the show, since now we could stand by the window and watch Black Noise perform, bro.
Okay, man, that was it.
Bro, that was it was like a dope experience.
Yeah.
Well, like, it cost like 5 rand, bro. But back in those days, 5 rand was a lot, bro.
Yeah, that's
But-
true.
You would have experienced the Coca-Cola week on primary school.
Yes, I did.
Coca-Cola.
I don't know. Yeah, when the van stops, when the van comes by.
Black News.
Yeah, I don't know if I can't remember what I did watch it, bruh, but I only got into music, I'm not even gonna lie to you, really, in high school, bruh. So that's when my orientation really
They
started.
were booked summer after summer.
Yeah, bro.
Every school in Cape Town, Black News.
No, man, that was amazing.
But
They're instrumental to like colored community and music back
Like-
in the day. introducing into dance culture and all that.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discredit that. I wasn't trying to when I said what I said. You know, I'm just saying that I can understand how they got to that platform at the time. But like when I say with youngster, like being
The platform was also premature back then. Like
Premature,
now it's different.
Yeah, it was much more like.
Now
Yeah,
it's a beast.
there wasn't even a
Online,
platform.
but that beast is the youngster is the first to capitalize on that beast here. There was nobody before him
And the
really,
beast is
bro.
like new.
Yeah,
New
it
age
is.
technology is new.
But
Spotify is new.
Who else,
Instagram,
right?
Facebook.
Who else without the deal, no, has a shop? Who else without the deal has a crew? Who else without the deal has a fee, a performance and a feature that everyone knows is how much digits? 6 digits. But
I don't know.
No, is it 5 digits? Sorry, 5 digits.
Pockets, bro.
nah, but
Nah,
I mean-
rappers, bro, they must look at each other's things.
Nah, you see now, you don't power wash. My thing is, we look at value. This is a podcast, right? We're discussing things like this in critical detail. So that's why we have to look at the value that these individuals bring and why we believe that they bring that value. And that's why I'm saying I believe that value is brought by said individual, namely youngsters. So before him, I believe that it wouldn't have been possible for him to do that if it wasn't for profits of the city. Praat van ik platforms. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't. Mr. Devious is my biggest influence personally.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for like Mr. Devious, I wouldn't be able to be the rapper I am.
I see what you remind me of me.
I used to watch Mr. Devious at
Isaac
Park
Newton
Jams, bro, when I used to live in
Hey?
Plain.
You know the Isaac Newton.
Then they used to
Nah,
have Park
obviously
Jams.
that's my OG. You know that's my
In
OG.
Portland, like Portland is almost like the halfway between Beacon Valley and Westridge.
Oh, yeah, no,
So
yeah.
Portland is like in the middle, man.
I
So there used to be a
understand
park
that.
in
People
Portland where they used to do park jams and that sort of stuff.
It was what?
Then Falco,
He's got this
I think the multi-purpose is built in.
oh yeah, like Falco, them all used to come there, bro, spray
Oh.
paint. Then it used to be Devious, Mr. Fat,
Those
and the
are my
other
inspirations
niggas, bro, like they used to do
actually
shit.
take an interest in art, bro.
No, Falco.
Falco, Mac 1, Sith. That's
Wow.
like OGs, bro.
That you see, the
And
reason
even watch that 5'7", like. what?
Ah,
What?
557, bro, like
What?
yeah.
Me and that's bro were privileged back in the day in school because he had like museum connections. Blew your mind, bro. If you walk into a exhibit that they done, you know, blew your mind. You had to see it with your own eyes.
Like it was like a lot of the pieces, like you see a lot of sort of graffiti pieces, bro, like from Mac 1 and Falcon, them, bro.
you still
And it's still love till today.
Till today,
That's
bro.
the thing,
Till
it's
today,
timeless.
bro. What I think there's like a Mac 1 piece like in Silver Sands. Is that one still there? Close to
cultural video.
what's this
Isn't it
called?
on the park?
Harvester, like in almost Silver Sands. It's
I know,
mostly
yeah.
the road that runs
Park
through.
is park is private.
I was just checking.
Close, like more to Harvester side, man.
Stretches.
Like if I can still remember, there's like a pedestrian crossing, and then as you come over to pedestrian crossing, there's like one Moorse Mac 1 piece that's just living there.
Oh, but that's porcelain side.
Oh, yeah.
But see, the reason I also was devious is my brother. That man passed away, man. Like,
Wasn't he stabbed?
yeah, defending his dad, man, bro. Like, that for me is like such an epic story to show like the kind of character that he was because he lived his words, man. He died his words. You know what I mean? Lived and died his words in action. So yeah, man, that's inspiring for me. Not saying that I would like to post one.
Like
But,
I feel like at the time when youngsters started to blow, bro, there was a lot of artists. If you were checking for Cape Town artists, you would have noted there was like a lot of artists, bro.
That was pushing.
That was pushing.
Yeah.
He was just the one that kept on pushing.
That yeah, he actually realized he had to make a move to Joburg.
Would be is like he had a different type of beast behind him. People
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like thinking about his future and
Yeah.
following his future. the whole
Yeah.
time. Because for me, the thing that stand out about the Einstein was the first movie made. He must pass straight to Europe,
Yeah.
and he bagged a good deal with a reputable brand. He was like, yo, what? He was just trying his thing now, and he's there.
Yeah.
That sort of just put him into another league.
But you can't
Sort of
deny
burst him
it,
onto
man.
the scene. That was a smart move. If you keep early on, you about
Phone covers, bro.
marketing and so on. Because if you think about it, the people were strategic in how they were planned
Exactly.
Just to see how he's doing it now is crazy. He's a rock star, bro. You got to get to Chelsea, he's like a rock star.
I agree, bro. So yeah, with you, sir, what can we say? Did we discuss the man from TF Media? Did we discuss TF
Bro, we
Media?
didn't even discuss TF Focal, bro. But time's up now, bro. You know I got a family at home, bro.
I was like doing that.
You know I got a family at home. Bro.
Yeah, but we can always go recap on the next podcast about TF, man. We can come back to that, man. But what I would like to say, to shoot like quick fast, to summarize it if we can, is you had a website, you set it up for artists to upload their own music, to create a chat, or a chat room or a discussion for artists to engage with each other and network, and for people, for listeners. How did you manage to set that up and work?
Come and tell you something, man. Like a lot.
Yeah, give us a lowdown. Give us like the information we need about you. I wanna know. I want people to understand.
Check, like when I built TF, bro. Like TF
And what you've
basically.
done.
TF basically manifested from exactly that, bro. Like I sat one day in front of my PC, like not one, obviously like over like a span of time, man. And I always used to like look for Cape Town artists, man. That used to be my thing. Like I would go on, I would look for Cape Town artists, and my problem was always like, yo, you will find a just Cape Town artist, bro, but like you have to dig for it, man.
Yeah.
And for me that was a problem, bro, because now you're gonna find an artist that you like genuinely fuck with, bro. Like bro, like me and my fandom of Mvula Dre, like, you know. And like you'll find artists like that, bro, and you'll be like, yo, this price mad, bro.
Yeah.
Why isn't people like, you know, recognizing this, bro? Or like, why isn't people like really like fucking with this, man? So that's more or less like how the idea for the website came about, man. And now, how about like I start like a website where like I just like, you know, throw all my shit that I discover, like, you know, I just throw it on this website, man, so the means can like buzz off it, and like if you find something you like, you're gonna like, bro, you're gonna fuck with it, but like I know means is gonna fuck with this shit, seems like.
Oh, yeah.
And then like from there, bro, like the thing is I never expected it like to take off the way it took off, man. And surely like if I still put in work into it, like I sure like it could have like gone bigger, like gone either way, seems now. But like my thing is that like I never came out to the mains and was like, check here, I'm building a platform, or check here, I'm doing TF Media, I'm promoting artists, bro. Nah, bro, we just started like when one artist, bro, like just noticed what I was doing and was like, yo, let me share this man's car.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the next bro came from that one share, and then the next bro was like, yo, this look like something dope. And then they shared it, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, like I just started like getting like comments. Golden family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bro, my baby's quiet. Bro, chicken chicken, warm, pa.
I'm sorry, man. Your dad is gonna come home now.
Culture.
Look how she looks, man.
Yo,
So serious.
don't look at me like that. Where's your mommy? Is your mommy there? Where's your mommy?
No, mommy is there, bro. The baby's chicken. Bumpy! Daddy's coming home now.
You call her Bumpy.
Where's my Bumpy, bro? Daddy's coming home now. Pipes, I'm waiting for the Uber home and I'm now there. Can you hear me?
I think she's talking.
Okay, I'm now there.
Sorry it's taking long, Alicia.
I'm not even... Culture's full. But yeah, man, check like and that stuff, my bro, that was all organic, bro. Like, and the thing of since now, TF was actually plan B, bro. That was never like our first priority, bro.
What was the first priority?
Like we had a much bigger vision since now at the first priority, bro. But the thing is like, it's like this, man. When you ask people to sacrifice since now for your dream, since now, they're not gonna pursue it with the same passion that you're pursuing it, man. You understand now? Like that website for TF Media, bro, I built that website over the course of 4 months, bro. And over that course of that 4 months, bro, like the hype was generated on Facebook, bro. There was like a lot of hype on Facebook where people were excited to see what it could be and what it could become, since now. But like I'm sure you remember like my first words I posted like when I dropped that site, bro. This is a community thing, bro. That was the basis of it, man. Let's build a community around this thing, because right now, like, all of us, we're doing something that contributes towards the community and it contributes to the culture. But like all of us are like in the silos, man. You understand now? This man's kappa doing their thing that side, that man's kappa doing their thing that side. And like there's really like no consolidation of this, man. You understand now? So if you somebody that's like in southern suburbs and you like Rockwood southern suburb hip hop scenes and now, you're only gonna be exposed to that. Because that's how much content there is, man. You understand now? And also like the other reason, like, and why I had the review scenes and why I had the review also like on there was like to trim the fat basically. Because the barrier for entry scenes and for this community was too easy, man. I mean, if you can plug in your mic into a studio, rap something that doesn't make sense and like still spam people. And then you will still get people like who comment on, yo, like this is fire, like yo, this is this and this is that, man. But you yourself don't agree with it, bro. Like deep down inside, bro, you don't agree with it.
Just because he tagged you.
Now it's not about the tagging, man. It's about like people have this thing since now where they like to hype up their brasa. Because we all brasa. So now let's say we're a community of 10 brasa here. Now I'm the rapper here in this group. I'm the only rapper here. I rap scenes and now because you my bra, you're gonna be inclined scenes and now to support me because yo bro we come way back scenes and all but now when you put it like into like into a platform like TF, bro, where we had like a podcast where you hear on any given tape or any given podcast, bro, we give you like 15 different artists all from Cape Town. And you know what happened when I started dropping that podcast, bro? You saw it for yourself. People were asking me, brah, who's this on the third number? Brah, who's that, brah? Like, people started asking questions, man, because now they knew, like, yo, there's so much more out there, man. So now people instinctively, they're also going to start trimming and filtering that, man. So, like, if it's garbage, it stays, like, outside of that circle. And if it's something decent, it starts filtering through. You understand now? Because at the end of the day, like, the goal was, we build a community. Once we have the community, you understand now, we elevate what we have now at the moment. You understand? Like I still had like a lot of plans like for TF, like in terms of like, the Spectators Corner podcast. You understand? That was one of it. Like,
besides Encounters.
Yeah, like Encounters was more so like an emergency thing, man. Because at the time when we dropped the website, bro, there was like, we were busy with the tape also. I'm not gonna mention the names and because this is gonna stir up like old beef scenes. There was like a lot of main scenes and now I've like selected or asked like, like, yo, let's do this tape scenes and now this is something that's gonna be like for the culture scenes and now, even though like at the time like the platform wasn't recognized the way it should, or people weren't really like, or like TF wasn't as exposed, you understand, at that point in time. But like I already knew, okay, like, yo, if we do this tape, bro, and people fucks with this tape, they're gonna start fucking with the artists on this tape, and then that way they can start recognizing, what Cape Town is capable of, man. That was the main thing. That was like the main idea, like, hooking enough means in, so they can be like, yo, we tapped in, we know about it, we fucks with this. So what's next? What else can you give us, man? You understand now? And that's exactly what happened, bro. That's what out the tape, but like just me doing, because like I was like, yo, I'm never gonna do this tape. Because like people are fucking around, people are busy wasting time and all this stuff. I'm never gonna do this tape. What's the next best thing? Do a podcast with all these numbers. Just grab numbers off the internet, ask people to sponsor numbers, and put it together in a mixtape or like a podcast and present it, bro. And like when I presented that podcast, bro, a lot of people like started fucking like, yo, bro, this wave that you on, like, yo, bro.
Because it was dope, bro.
It was dope.
I was looking for it on the net earlier. I couldn't find it.
Nah, because like I said, bro, like when the renewal came, bro, like, bro. You know, a lot of people told me they'll pay me for reviews, bro.
Is it?
A lot of people told me like they pay me for reviews, and I told them since, and I'm like, yo, that's not what I'm out for, man. The way you pay it forward is by like, yo, you take this and you plug it in since and now by your community. You plug it in by your means, scenes and now. And basically from there, bruh, like it wasn't the hella randomness, bruh. Means were like just message me out of the blue, yo bro, here's a track for TF, bruh, like and bruh, like at first it was like you looking for numbers, like that's how it began first, like every podcast, bruh, you looking for tracks, bruh. Then it reached that point where like, yo, we have too much tracks now, bruh. There's too much interest now. Now you're sitting there, you're like, bruh, now maybe got like 20 something tracks, bro, submitted, bruh. Now you listening, you fault. Nah, not to review, just to put on a podcast, bro. You faltering.
And you must listen to it before the time.
Yeah.
I must listen to it, bro, because like that time, like I still had my own engineer, bro, and that man was just like, my bro, we're not gonna do this radio stuff of mic check 1 2 1 2, mic check 1 2. The moment I press record, you just start speaking your shit, bro. It's nothing about rehearsals, whether you sound whack, whether you sound like you word it, whether you sound like you're part of it. Nah, it's not about that, bro.
We do it.
Just press play and record, and that's what we did, bro. Like light blunts, press play, track numbers, be like, bro,
we don't
what's
like
next?
blunts, we don't smoke.
We just be like, bro, what's next? And you'll be like, nah, check here, the culture, da 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 da, and then boom, bro. Like,
but it has to be in a strategic
order. It has to be strategic, bro. But like, it's a topic, but I would like to discuss, bro. But today is not that day to discuss that topic.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Because I feel like, check like the thing about TF, bro. TF had the potential, man. You understand? Now it's just that for me, I felt like it was ahead of its time, man. In a sense that like, check like I didn't mind putting in the work, but again at the end of the day, bro, it's gonna be unfair for me to expect 120% from you since to build my dream. Whereas you don't understand the intention of my dream since but I'm asking you to be a part of it. You understand? That for me was the hard part of it.
Okay.
Because like a lot of the Owens and a lot of the bruisers since Uber here in 1 minute, guys, a lot of the bruisers that started that journey and was what me on that journey since they just fell off, man. They just fall away since they just fall off. Like I was still telling them, man, check here, every event we go to now, we're gonna record it live. We're gonna record the event, we're gonna post it. You understand now? What did my brother say? Bruh, I got the camera there, which I do photo shoots with. Take the camera, we get to the event. Then the bro that's supposed to do all the camera works didn't check the batteries, didn't check this, didn't check that. Because his commitment is not gonna be as deep as your commitment into this thing, man. Because again, it's not his dream. You understand now? And that is why, like at the end of it, bro, I had to choose, bruh. It's either like I can continue building this platform scenes on my own, or ultimately fall back to my plan B scenes which got me basically out of the hood since I'm in the suburbs now since for just falling back on plan B. But was plan B my goal? No, it was never my goal, buddy.
Respect, LuMavey. Thank you very much for sticking it, bro.